Hey guys, Coach Ed here. And I'd like to speak a little bit about the cancer awareness and how important it is for different families because I imagine everybody goes through a different experience. So I want to share my experience with you. For me, cancer has been big because I did lose my dad from cancer, and this was prostate cancer. So this happened 4 years ago, but it's something that he'd had for quite a while. So it's something that you can see happens, and then after a while, it sort of slows down, and then it then takes over again. So it did get us quite aware about what cancer can do to the family. Since he was diagnosed, first 2 years, you go through the chemo, and you do actually recover, and then but it does come with, you have to make some lifestyle choices after that. So if you have to tweak your diet, you have to change, you have to rest more. So I feel like a lot of times people might miss out on doing what needs to be done afterwards. I'm not saying that that's the reason, but it could be the reason why. So I think for him, the first few years once he was diagnosed, it did show a good recovery. Of course, it did mean that he had to change his lifestyle a bit. I could have changed it more, but then after a while, it did come back, and we sort of had to manage it from there. The year my dad passed away from cancer, that was the same year, and actually a month apart, that my son was born. So it was like a life and sort of death situation. So it was a trying period for us. But with every sort of experience, you do learn something. Of course, it was tough, and that was 3 years ago. So you build a bit of resilience. You do build a bit of an understanding on the importance of health. You cherish the things that matter most to you, and I think that was what we took away from that whole experience.
What was the most challenging part of this journey for your family?
For me, it was because I really did want him to meet my son. That was a tough one. There was a lot of things that happen now that I feel like we would always go back to that and say, "Oh, this is going to happen," and you feel like you should share stories like those with him. But he did teach us quite a bit, and that's helped us be resilient, and we're walking away quite strong with the whole thing.
How did your dad's diagnosis change your perspective on life?
I am in the health and wellness space. It did bring quite an understanding about the importance of, actually understanding the key things that go towards a healthy, say, nutrition, a healthy approach to, your lifestyle in terms of like your wellness, your fitness, and up until you get to a point where maybe your life or your health is at risk, then you start to realize, okay, there's certain things that you feel like you cannot live without, but you actually can live without them. So, you know, it's really just about being very, very curious and researching on ways of getting better and living better. So during this period, it meant a lot of soul searching in terms of finding out the things that really matter most. So personally, I did feel the community around AlphaFit helped quite a bit, and they're very helpful when it comes to situations like this with family. So it's about cherishing moments like those where people come together and help each other out. And also for activities such as the Sweatfest that's happening, these raise awareness about the importance of cancer, the importance of being able to do regular checks, because a lot of people walk in life thinking that it could not happen to them.
Yes.
But it is important to understand that you do need to get checked. You do need to be aware. You can show or you can lend a hand of support to anybody who's going through this. So it is a fight that I think it's really just about being open to the idea that there is more to life in terms of your health. So I think traditionally we've been set to think that there is only one way of doing things, whereby if it's something that's passed down in tradition, what you eat, if it's shunned upon in terms of like whether you should be going for health checks, or like you have to be a man to do certain things or you shouldn't be. So I think those stereotypes are things we should probably learn to sort of grow out of, and sort of check yourself and say, okay, look, it's a new world now. We need to be more aware. There's more information out there. So be very curious and be open to learning a lot of things. That's what I would say. Looking back, I would be a bit more curious about what other ways there are to sort of stay healthy. There was always this notion that being healthy means just being very strong, especially now being a dad. It's more important about also, taking the time for yourself, mental awareness, which is also another thing that we need to be very keen on. Taking the time for yourself, taking the time to actually cherish the most important things in your life. And that sort of gives you a new outlook on life. Uh, be there, be very strong for your families, for yourself, because cancer is real and cancer can change your life but you do have the power to be able to control just how much it can change it. So be very present, be very aware, be very knowledgeable about it, and it could make a difference.
Thank you so much, Ed.
Okay. All right.